What's good, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Test 1 2, check 1 2. Let me know. Can you hear me in the building? Let me know you can hear me in the building. All right, nice, nice. So let me give the shout outs to everybody. The Ninja, my dog, what's up? John, what's good with you? Raheem Scott, Anthony Walden, P. Wee, uh, Quasa Blake. If I said that first name right, I apologize if I didn't, big dog. Cedric Banks, always appreciate you for the shared content. Demetrius, what's good with you? Ray, I definitely ain't buying. We're gonna talk about that right quick. Dr. Blue, what's good with you? Okay. I'll holler at you. What's up, y'all? Isaac Hampton, Cowboys fans, 1112. David C, Jamal Porter, Kevin Harbor, my dog, Family Mel Hayes, Johnny Huerta, if I said that right. LuxTube, full of crap. I feel you. Seth was good. T Smooth TV. Michael Evans. Steve Burleson. Okay, we'll go with. I like Q, so we'll go with Q. What's good, Dan? What's up, Danny K? What's good in the building? Keep on jumping in the building, man. I'm gonna step out here and jump out and throw an apology first. I want y'all to listen to this first before y'all say anything, because I'm gonna look at your comments. And I'm still working on my phone line. It's not my fault. Trust me, I am. What up, Queen? How you doing? Don't take this. What's up, Stephen Arthur? As a doom and gloom, but I can only talk real. I had some people getting on me, and hey, I can take whatever. But I had some people getting on me saying I was placing blame on, Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy. Everybody was saying, oh, you was all on them earlier in the year, but now whatever. What up, Tommy? You're right. I'll admit. What up, James? You're right. I was on Kellen Moore. You're right, Mark Anthony. What's good? I was on Kellen Moore. I seen when Kellen Moore came over, I already knew that. I already talked about those dynamics, him being the coach. I already knew that was in the fold and how he came over. I talked about that from as soon as he came over. But when he became the offensive coordinator, 2019, with all those yards Dak was throwing, I thought that offense was just stale. It was a top offense, but it just looked stale. Okay. 2020, we saw what happened with Dak. You only saw 5 games of him, but you saw the beginning of the season just looked out of whack. Just didn't look right. A lot of injuries. That was a throwaway season. So I'm gonna keep it real. When I saw the offense this year, it looked totally different from those years past that I seen Kellen Moore. What's up, Marvin Hargrove? You know what I'm saying? When I saw Kellen Moore's offense in 2019, half of 2020 without Dak, it looked regular. Even though it was still a high-powered offense in 2019, it was a high-scoring offense. It was one of the top offenses in 2019. Just looked kind of regular. You know what I mean? But I'm not the offensive guru guy. That's not me. You know what I mean? 2020, we saw it was just a whole bad year. But 2021 looked good to me. You know what I mean? Like, I saw Pollard finally getting some carries. I saw the dynamic with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, and I really saw that 12 personnel really working. So I'm thinking maybe Kellen Moore got it. I'm feeling good. We saw the win streak. What's up, Don? What's up, Steve? When I saw all that, I was like, he done stepped up. I feel good about him continue to go forward, because I feel like he's growing mentally. You see, because people were all on him. You got to get better in the red zone. I think my guy Steve Lumpton getting on me about that. It's all good. Kellen Moore got to be better in the red zone. The T got to be better in the red zone, and that was a highlighted thing that had kind of hampered him as Achilles heel. So we saw it kind of up and down this year in the red zone. Dallas at home in the red zone was killing it, but away it was rough. And I'm gonna keep it real. I never really just studied that offensive sets. I didn't. I'm a defensive guy. I love just staying on defense. Really never thought it. And when I'm seeing the team scoring 30 points, you're rolling with both your tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Your offense is looking good. But here's the real talk. When we started seeing some injuries, that's when I started looking at things. And this is just the truth. When Blake Jarwin went down with the hip injury, and I saw the 12 personnel kind of go away, I was like, okay, but you got You got Gallup coming back. It'll still be good. You know what I mean? But guess what? You saw the little chink started to fall in the army. You saw the offense when it lost. What's up, Quincy? When you saw the offense lose some pieces, you saw it like not be able to function no more. This from my perspective. It looked like the offense started to break. As soon as you moved a few moving parts of it, like when there's an injury, a Tyron Smith go down, a Blake Jarwin goes down, when there's a missing part in your moving parts, the offense just went stagnant. And there was games, like I said, not just these defensive coordinators. You know, I wasn't tripping on that. I was like, okay, you should still be able to beat these guys. But in my head, I was like, how can we not move the ball? And we've been moving the ball all these other times. That's what I'm thinking in my head. You know what I mean? But I'm still in my head trying to trust it. You feel what I'm saying? This, you know, in my head, it's just an anomaly. That Denver game, that was just an anomaly. I'm trying to trust it in my head and just think, hey, yeah, that was just a throwaway game. That was gonna be okay. But then I still continue to see these problems and keep it real. Just like what Boss said, that Arizona game was very concerning when you had this was a opportunity when they said, you know, this was a big game for the Cowboys, much like that San Francisco game. This was a big game. Cowboys at home. You're going to show up. This is a game, a parameter game. They've been saying that your offense is cooking these whack teams. I'm feeling like, let's show these guys that you can cook on these Cardinals. And what happened? The same thing. Then I'm going to keep it real. Not just the run game. It's the offensive line. But I'm going to keep it real. I watch and I listen. I talk to people all the time. But that Kurt Warner and all that stuff that they really just started breaking down the offense. I saw a little bit before when Kurt Warner broke it down with Dak. But then I just really, really watched it. And I really respect what Kurt Warner has to say. And it's not just him, it's these other guys, you know, Michael Irvin, whatever. I ain't really listening to Michael Irvin. I'm going to keep it real. I don't really listen to Michael Irvin. I love Michael Irvin for what he did for the Cowboys, and he's always going to be the playmaker in me. But I don't listen to Michael Irvin. I listen to some Troy Aikman because Troy Aikman be really speaking. A lot of people be mad at him during the shows when he's calling the games, but Troy Aikman don't ever bother me because I like how he's just straight to the point. He says it how it is. Maybe there is some bias. Maybe there is some hate. You know, he didn't like how he ended in Dallas. Maybe there is some of that. I don't know. But Troy speaks it better to me than Michael. Michael's the ultimate homer to me. So I don't listen to nothing Michael Irvin says. Just me. I don't listen when he says, oh, it's Kellen Moore and this and that, you know, because he's a homer. He's on Jerry's side 24/7. Michael ain't never going to go against Jerry. So I don't listen to Michael. I'll listen to Troy, and it's not because Troy hate or they might have some beef. I think they cool, but Troy at least gonna tell how it is. You know what I'm saying? Then I listen to Kurt Warner, who don't have no objective at all. What are you trying to get a coach with you trying to be a coach, or there's no objective to show why he would make that video on his own channel about the deficiencies of the offense and, you know, some shortcomings, but he didn't really talk about Dak on that. He really talked about Kellen Moore. And so that's why I was talking about, he was talking the truth about getting hyped, but I don't be listening to him on any other thing. That's just me. You know, y'all can listen to that. I don't listen to him. I love Michael for what he did with the Cowboys, but I just don't listen to what he said. I feel like he's too much of a homer. I feel like I don't like homerism because you don't get the true truth. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like Kellen Moore, that's concerning how this is happening. And then let's go to this Jerry Jones interview. I'm just going to, you know, the title of this show is I listened to the Jerry Jones interview today and I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying anything he was saying because I know one thing. Y'all might think I'm weird for saying this, but Jerry's birthday, I keep saying is 2 days before mine. He's a Libra. I know how the Libra thinks in the mind. And all that talking, Libras are great with talking. Now, I know y'all might go here and say, this dude is crazy talking about horoscope. I'm telling you, it's the real, the background of it. But Libras are good talking. You know what I mean? And when he starts spinning these stories, they asked him specifically. They said, with the recent videos of Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Kurt Warner, Brian Broaddus, do you think with the offense, this defense that they played in San Francisco kind of knew what was going on. They knew how to stop this offense, and the offensive coordinator and Kellen Moore. Do you feel like it was that easy, to say that they just stopped the offense with this defense? And they asked him. You know what I'm filming? My Libra gang knows what I'm talking about. Libra gang. But he goes, instead of sitting there and saying, yeah, the offense was a problem, Kellen's got to get it together. He's got to get it together. Did I hear him say that in that interview? Did y'all listen to that interview? Go listen to that interview. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear no. I just heard a whole bunch of talking, loud air, a lot of hot air, a lot of everything to make everything sound real good, to bring the fans back in. Libra gang. Oh, well, all kind of Libra gangs up in here. But it was just to bring the fans back in, man. That's damage control. I know the mouthpiece. I know what you're speaking. You're doing damage control, because when they ask you specific questions about what's going on with this, I ain't never hear you say nothing wrong about no Kellen Moore at no time. And we clearly seen that was a problem in the postseason or toward the end of the year. The elementary type offensive schemes that were in these defense were like, wow, you're going to do this? Well, we're going to make it easy. You're making it easy for us to guard you. You're making it easy. Brian brought us. I listened to these prior interviews. I always listen. I talked to George Teague. That's why I keep talking to these people. That's why I keep listening. I don't listen to interviews of Jerry Jones. I don't listen to interviews of Stephen Jones. It's a bunch of rubbish. It's a bunch of hogwash. I'm not going to tell the truth. You feel me? And Jerry ain't telling it. He just telling stories. That man is 79 years old and he's still the GM. Now, I know people be like, oh, man, here we go. Listen, 2020, that's why I stopped talking about it. I started being positive because all 2020, me and Mike White was on here just bashing the Joneses, saying the same thing gonna happen again, saying the same thing. But we was on the shows, leaving the shows early, like, we don't want to just be like doom and gloom every show. So let's talk positive. You feel me? But it's hard to be positive with these things when you see these same things happening with different staff. I would be more positive and be more positive. And I was positive this year. I tried to have more positive outlook because I've been negative. I've been saying they ain't going to win another Super Bowl with Jerry because of what he does. But I'm like, nope, let me be positive. Let me spin a good draft. Maybe it's different now. You got good draft picks. You got a strong defensive coordinator. He's turning up in here. Maybe the building is a little different. Maybe I believe it might be different. Even though in my heart, I'm like, maybe it might be different because I don't know the future. I can't see the future. I can't see ahead in the future what it's going to lie. So maybe because Dallas is winning, maybe they can overcome this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they can overcome this. You know what I mean? And they don't. And it's the same thing. People say, well, let's get a different offensive coordinator. Let's get a Sean Payton. How? What is going to change, folks? That's the problem in my head. Dallas can go get a Sean Payton. Dallas can go get a different OC. But if Jerry is still calling all the shots, he's the GM, a 79-year-old GM, by the way. He's a 79-year-old GM. He's almost 80. And he's the GM. Talking these stories, dog. This dude is talking stories, man. Really? You talking stories. They're asking you questions and you talking about Ben Franklin and see, that's how you do it. And then when you say, man, and then at the end of the interview, you say, oh man, you guys are the greatest. This is a great thing you guys continue to do. And I'm happy to be able to be a part of this. Man, cut it out. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not feeling it. You're lying in my heart. You're just talking to save face. You didn't talk about no issues. You feel me? You didn't talk about no issues. All we heard was, oh, I'm hot. Amari Cooper got to get the ball. All the playmakers, we're wasting years. Really? Well, guess what? Nobody told. Was it Mike McCarthy's decision when Ezekiel Elliott tore his PCL to keep him playing? If we're talking about you wasting years and you have the opportunity to do this and that, was that I want to know from Jerry. Why didn't they ask Jerry that? You know what I'm saying? They don't ask the real questions over there because they can't. See, Jerry, and what Jerry said at the end, yeah, thank you for answering the questions I gave you. They said, no, we do the questions. You know what? I don't believe that. I believe he does do the questions. He's going to answer what he wants. He's not going to answer what you want. He's going to answer what he wants. And this is one thing about Jerry Jones as well. I know he's a control giver. I know these things. BGJ, I've seen this Libra. He's waiting for a particular person to avail to pull the trigger. If that person will never come to avail, McCarthy or Kellen stays. Quinn stands. Appreciate you for the $5 holla. But man, appreciate you. But dog, he's just saying this stuff. Remember I told you to shut up signing? He knows how to do damage control. He knows how to bring these fans back in. You're not fooling me with that, dog. You talk all that stuff, but you never deal with it. When Ezekiel Elliott was hurt, why couldn't they play Tony Pollard when he was healthy? I had somebody tell me Tony Pollard was hurt too. When? No, Tony Pollard was healthy 7 more weeks after Ezekiel Elliott got hurt. He didn't tear up that plantar fasciitis until the New Orleans games. So that was a 7-week buffer where he could have got plenty of work and plenty of carries. Was that Mike McCarthy? Why didn't they ask Jerry, okay, Jerry, whose decision was it when Ezekiel Elliott tore his PCL in week 4 to continue to play him when you could have played a healthy Tony Pollard? Whose decision was that? I would have loved for them to ask that question. You know what I'm saying? I want them to ask that. Why didn't they ask that? You know what I mean? Ask that. Why? Ask why. Why didn't they ask when La'el Collins was out in his injury in 2020, had hip surgery, was out. Then he got suspended by the PD. Man, I don't know. Why didn't they ask him this? Because all at the end of the season, Terrence Steele was playing so well. The offense was humming, averaging over 180 yards rushing a game. Why did La'el Collins come back and get his starting position when you had a Terrence Steele playing? The offensive line was playing great, considerably better at that time. Who really made that call to sit Terrence Steele and start La'el Collins? Because I heard him in the interview when they was asking him saying, oh, they're both gonna play. He was making a decision before the coach. The coach was saying, this is who gonna play. But then I heard Jerry saying, this is who gonna play. This is who gonna start. This is who gonna do this. I hear Jerry say that. And when Jerry comes out and says it over the coach, who's really making that decision then to start or sit? Why can't those real questions be asked? When they asked him, since he's a football guy, okay, Jerry, so you say it's because he says it's not as simple as that. Is it simple as that to say that the defense just shut the offense down because they kind of knew what they're doing? No, it's not that simple. Let me tell you a story. Yep, see, deflecting. Yeah, let me tell you a story. Yep, deflecting. Because, see, you don't want to deal with that because, see, you're the one that you guys, I'm not going to say this you, but you too, because nobody else runs this organization besides your whole family. So you two are the ones that said Kellen Moore has to stay. When you come over here, Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore has to stay. So whenever it's a Jerry person, we've seen this time and time again. When it's somebody that Jerry handpicks, we talked about this yesterday, I've talked about this before. He's not going to come out there and say, yeah, I made that mistake. He's not. He's not going to sit there and say, yeah, Kellen Moore was bad. This was terrible. He's not going to do it because he's the one that's pushing this. He's the one that is pushing this guy to be the next head coach. How is he not? When you see how the setup was the same way before, how is he not being a coach in waiting with the Dallas Cowboys if Mike McCarthy finished out his 5-year deal and Kellen Moore was still there and being like 36 or 37 years old? Why wouldn't he get the job? So is he going to say something about him when that's his hand-picked guy? He don't do that. Because he don't never want to look at, oh, I made a bad decision. I made a wrong decision. And then he comes out and says, it's all on me. If it's all on you, then how are you still making these decisions? You say it's all on you, right? You say it's all on you. Then how come you're still stepping on your coach's toes? I mean, you're still doing this from way past. And we talked about this before. It's like you really don't want to have an authoritative figure. you want to have somebody who can control. It's the truth. Like, and then see, we can talk the draft, and I'm not being the because we're talking draft Sunday. Please don't take this like I'm just gonna be boo-hooing every single day. But we gotta talk about this stuff. So whenever we look afar and we see, oh, here comes another failure, we understand why it's a failure. We understand why. I understood. You know what I'm saying? I understood what it is. What's up, Texas? You feel me? I understood what it was. Okay? I understand what it is. But since I don't know the future, I gotta have hope in this. So that's why you're gonna continue to fight. But when you seen the same thing happening, I made that post on my thing. The Cincinnati Bengals, if they get to a championship game, they'll be one of 6 teams that's last in this century. The Lions, the Browns, Washington, Dallas. You are in the group of teams that have you're in the group of the worst teams of not seeing any kind of championship, but yet you are the highest grossing organization in sports. So you're the highest grossing organization in sports, but one of the most mediocre franchises in the last century. You got to really put that in your head. So when we say next year, it gets frustrating sometimes to get excited about next year when you see that mediocrity. And then when you see, well, this was probably one of the one times that you had a team, both offensively and defensively. You had a good, strong defensive head coach. You had really the things in place to really kind of override the coaching, override the ownership. You had the pieces in place, yet you still failed because, see, I think there's still that meddlesome thing. And as long as that control is in there and you really don't give the coaches the control and the power to be able to run the team, it never seems to work. And you'll win some games. And I said this before, you're going to win games. You're going to go to the playoffs because Dallas is always going to get talent. Dallas is always going to get talent. But are they always going to win consistently with that talent? Are they always going to be competing for a championship with that talent? Because just because you have talent doesn't mean you're going to be winning games. And when you're having things that are continually stepping on the toes of your coaches, still making all the decisions because you're a 79-year-old GM, you're almost 80 years old. I'm not getting over that. You're a general manager who's almost 80 years old, telling us stories still. You're telling the Cowboy, you're telling the media and the fans stories. Then you say the Cowboys fans deserve better. That's what frustrates me. You say the Cowboys fans deserve better, but you're not trying to really do better because you're not moving out the way in certain things. Sean Payton ain't going to cure the Cowboys. He's just going to be in the way of there. When has he not been in the way? He's going to still say, I'm making the decisions. You're going to do what I tell you. So where is he going to have the power? You're going to have a supremely talented team on both sides of the ball. Probably get you a headstrong coach he ain't going to go against Jerry, but I don't know. I think Mike McCarthy still can win in the league. I really do. I think if he probably went somewhere else, he probably could win. I just feel like there's this thing over the Cowboys, and as long as that thing, and we know what it is, and I'm not dissing this guy because he's won championships, but it is the truth. Steven, I feel you. Steven's the same way as far as penny pinching with the money. He great on that salary cap, but he ain't signing nobody. He ain't paying that. Jerry overpays you. Steven tries to underpay you. You know what I'm saying? And both of them I don't know, dog. It's just the same old thing. And like I said, that interview was a bunch of nothing. When I hear all these people in the interview like, oh, Jerry doing this. Yes, Steven ain't no better. What's up, my dog, Robert Cherry? That's my fam right there. But I don't trust none of them. You know what I mean? Because this has been the same thing for so long. It's 26 years, dog. Like you're at the bottom of the bottom as far as seeing no championships, not even a championship. You're with the cellar dwellers, but yet you're the richest organization. People talking about getting all these OCs and Only person right now I would say would have a headstrong attitude that would buck up against Jerry would possibly be Dan Quinn, but I don't even know if he would do it. You know what I mean? It's just like you don't. Mike McCarthy, we heard how he lied to get on this job. You know what I mean? I still was like, hey, you won games over there, let's see. But then when you keep on talking to people in personnel, I'm not saying I talk to the personnel, but I talk to people, and it's like, really? Dang, no, not this. And it's just like, you really ain't got no control, dog. You ain't doing nothing over there. You just doing what he telling you to do. When he comes on the fan or KC Masterpiece, whatever, he's already talking about who's gonna be in the lineup. He's already talking about who's gonna start. So you're gonna mean to tell me if Jerry Jones says Ezekiel Elliott needs to start today, you as the head coach are gonna be like, no, we're gonna go ahead and start Tony Pollard. That's what's gonna happen. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. I mean, if you're asking me, ZZ and baby, I told him Dak is still a top 10 quarterback, but he needs to get better. And just what they've been talking about, man, Kellen Moore has got to make him. I don't know if it can happen, and this is the problem. You lost John Kitna. This is just what I'm gonna say. John Kitna helped Dak Prescott get that footwork together. I said it yesterday on the show with the final word that it's almost like to me Dak Prescott's footwork got to be perfect. When he throwing the ball, it got to be perfect. And I think Okoye mentioned it when he was talking about Dak was doing his pregame warm up, where he was doing his hips with that calf injury. He couldn't do it, and that was hurting Dak because that helped Dak continue to throw accurate, good passes. Yeah, I think Dak was being gun shy. I think it's a combination of Kellen Moore does not help him with that offense. If you've seen it, you see it does not help him and it puts him in bad spots. But at the end of the day, I said it. Dak got to make money throws. I said he said pressure is privilege. Then he got to make pressure throws. He's got to make them big money throws. You are the big money quarterback. You got to make the big money throws, dog. And I'm not giving up on Dak by no means. Dak is still my guy. I still ride with Dak. Some people don't like him. Some people hate him. That's fine. But I'm giving y'all my honest thoughts on Dak Prescott. He a top 10 guy, but he got to get better. But they got to help get better. I mean, he said he was healthy toward the end of the year with that running. He came in as a dual threat quarterback. Bro, you need to start running more. I think sometimes I'll watch him and I'm like, bro, you got to do whatever it takes to win the damn game. So when I see Russell Wilson is over 30 years old, right? And he is still running the ball. Russell Wilson will take off in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson will still take off in a heartbeat. He's going to do whatever he can to get the first down. Kyler Murray, Lamar, these dual threat quarterbacks, Josh Allen, these are dual threat guys. Okay? Their feet works for them. They can help extend plays with that. So unless you totally hurt, you need to use that in your arsenal because that's where you came in at. You came in as a dual threat. You didn't come in as no pocket passer. You didn't come in as no pocket passer. You came in running and throwing. You feel me? So you got to run and throw, dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I just think Dak can throw the ball, but he ain't killing nobody in the air like these guys like Aaron Rodgers. They ain't doing it. Not in my opinion. So you need to use your assets, and the offensive coordinator needs to build the offense around your strengths. If you can run the ball, you need to build offensive plays around that. You know what I mean? You need to show that. And when there's an opening to run, unless you're hurt, you need to run. So what that you didn't throw the first down? Who cares? We got the first down, the chains is moving, and we're playing and getting the next play. Sometimes I wonder, is Dak trying to sit there and prove to everybody that he is a passing quarterback? Sometimes I feel that when he don't run, when I see obvious reasons. But like I said, he could have been hurt. I was hearing intel he was hurt up until toward the end of the year, so that could be a reason. But for next year, bruh, whoever this offensive coordinator is, You need to get with Dak and it, bro. Can you still run? Yeah, I can run, coach. Okay, well, let's build this offense to where you're dual threat, okay, and show multiple. These other guys are doing this RPO. These other guys are faking. And we saw the team was so much better when Dak ran the ball too. It was so much more explosive because you couldn't get a beat on what Dak was doing. And even what Okoye was saying, he was really spitting some damn fire and knowledge about being under center. Dak is better when he can come out to under center. 1, 2, 3. Boom, get it out. Because he tends to stare down his receivers. He doesn't do the anticipation throws. When you watch that Kurt Warner video, when you're doing them curl routes, like I said, it's got to be an anticipation. He waits till he can see you and throws it. Those plays will never work, and you're going to get the ball knocked down, and that's just what it is. So the anticipation throws that were the thing that came up when he came out of college, he has to still continue to work on those things to be better. But you also got to get an offensive coordinator, in my opinion, to bring out those things to make it better and easier game for him. Don't make it a hard game for him. And I feel like Kellen Moore made it a hard game for him in these last few weeks, like he made it hard for him. And, you know, those two, if they're still going to be back, because I don't see no change with that, they need to figure that out, dog. Got a $5 holler from Greg McNeil. I don't see DC attacking Kellen Moore's system. I see defensive coordinator attacking Dak, actually reading the field and decision making. I respectfully disagree with that. You need to go watch those tapes and watch the tapes in general. That's just my opinion. I respectfully disagree with that. Yeah, they're attacking Dak, but I've seen Dak make throws. I'm not going to sit there and say I ain't seen Dak make passes. Dak has made throws. I've seen Dak do it. I've seen him when he's throwing on the run. I've seen him make plays. But I also feel like you got to put an offense around him that's going to highlight those things and not just make him sit in the pocket and try to throw 40 times, 50 times a game. I don't like when Dak, I said before, the best time for Dak is 30 passes, max 35. I like him in that 25 to 35 range. That's what I like Dak Prescott. And that's when I'm liking the carries on the running game, about 25 to 30 carries. Dak Prescott 25 to 35 passes. I feel great about that. You know what I mean? I don't want Dak throwing all them. I said it week 1 against Tampa Bay. They got away with it. You feel me? But I don't want Dak. I said I don't want Dak throwing 50 times a game. I said that at the beginning of the year. I don't want that. Shout out to my dog Terry Turner for the $5 holla. Says, I wish we played as well we draft. We desperately need a leader. I mean, yeah, we definitely need to, the way we draft, but it's a whole different pressure, man. You know what I mean? So I wish they could bring a John Kitna back. I don't know the exact dynamic. We're going to try to find some way to get Kitna on the show. We're using that grind because we want to hear that. Like, who was it? Because if Mike McCarthy did it, was Mike McCarthy doing it? If he did it? Or was that Jerry saying, nah, go ahead? Because that was the best thing for Dak. Because that was somebody who, I don't know you. He didn't know him from Adam like that. I don't know. They could have had a relationship prior, but, I don't know. But you weren't best buddies like a Kellen Moore, these other guys. This is a guy that's going to get on you and tell you to let it go or let it wing or don't worry about that. You know what I mean? So that dynamic really hurt kind of my soul because I felt like that was somebody who could really come at Dak in a good way and a positive, constructive criticism way. You know what I mean? So, got to have that balance. Like I said, I don't want Dak Prescott throwing 50 times a game. That's not winning football. That's not winning football when Dak is throwing that many times a game. Not winning games when he does that. We saw it happen in 2019 when he was chucking it around everywhere. Dallas didn't win games, though. You know what I mean? And when you can get that balance and have a good, solid running game to go with him, because, you need pieces around that. And that's what I feel. So you have to get this offensive line back together. We're going to have to make those things happen. But to me, it was just a lot of talking in that interview, a lot of talking about nothing. And, you say I didn't hear nothing about no change. I didn't hear nothing about anything was going to be different. All I heard was stories about Ben Franklin and all these other goofy stories that he's talking about. But when they asked, and I don't even think they asked tough questions, the questions they did ask, he still deflected. So what do you think if you asked him a tough question like I was trying to ask? Jerry Jones wouldn't want to have me on the show. Jerry Jones wouldn't want me to ask those tough questions because I ask him because he could kick me off the radio. He could kick me off Jerry Jones can kick me off, but I'm damn sure was asking about that Ezekiel Elliott thing. Daggone sure was asking about Collins. Daggone sure was going to ask about Kellen Moore. And then if you cuss me out or said I could never be on the air again, that's fine because I got an independent channel. But I'm definitely going to ask you them questions because I want to see if you're really going to tell the truth. Because when you start to stuttering and stuff, I know you're lying. So that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Oh, boy. Funny guy. Oh, what's up, Toby Roar? Oh, I'm going to get that up. I apologize. We got 2 back-to-back super chats. Let's get those up. Appreciate Toby Roar for the $5 holler. What's up with you, big dog? Dak at his best is when his natural ability takes over. He tends to overthink things too much. Just use what God gave you, man. I agree with that. Just play football. I think he thinks too much, and I think he doesn't want to make the big mistake. And that's why he keeps it close to the vest. Got another $5 holler from Texas D903. Appreciate you. Says, do you think Jerry would kiss the ring and bring Callahan back? I wonder what the O-line would look like with a combo with him and Colombo. I'll be honest with you. If I'm Bill Callahan, why would I come back to Jerry? You know what I'm saying? Why would I come back? What up, Matthew? You know what I mean? They're talking about bringing back Mike Zimmer. Why? Why would you bring back Mike Zimmer, who coached here in the 90s and early 2000s? Why would you bring somebody back who's 65 years old? And then they're talking about Vince Fangio. Man, can we get some new blood in here? Okay, I'll go back right now, 808. Can we get some new blood in here? I'm tired of 65 and 63-year-old guys and saying, hey, yeah, let's go get him. Can we get some... I mean, take your time. You don't have to rush it and go get a big name every time. Take your time. That's the problem. They don't take their time. Repeat the question, 808. I can't find it. Repeat the question, 808. I can't find it. Jeff said who was a trash quarterback? Who? Oh, yeah, he was a trash quarterback. In college, he was good, but you knew he wasn't going to make it in the pros. In college, but how many quarterbacks we've seen in college that's good ain't nothing in the pros? He was little, tiny, and he was never going to be anything in the pros. Nope. He was small, like 6 foot, like 175 pounds. He was tiny. He was never going to make it in the pros. You're right. Was Dak really going to listen to him? And he was ahead of Dak on this. You right, bro. It's hard to listen to somebody. And plus, he was the quarterback's coach, bro. Really? Kellen Moore was the quarterback's coach. Think about that. Look how everything was given to him, man. Ken asked me, would I be happy if Kellen Moore became the head coach? No, I wouldn't. I knew he was going to be the next head coach. I was excited before, but unless he improves, if he's still going to be here, unless he changes that, no, I'm not excited about that at all. No, I'm not at all. Keep it real. What's up, Thurston Howe? I'm listening to y'all right now. Listen, Spiffy AC, this is what I'm saying. See, I feel like everything was given to him, listen, folks. Like, this comment right here. He went from a backup QB to a QB coach to an offensive coordinator way too quickly. No way I want him as my head coach at all. This is how I said it, because there was no... See, this is what I said about the Kellen Moore thing that frustrates me about the situation while everything was given to him. You feel me? It's like everything was given to him, like everything was given to Garrett. Everything was given to him. He came over here with Linehan because Linehan said, hey, this is our new next up-and-coming young guy. And like I said, everybody wants to have that next up-and-coming because they've seen it be successful in the league. So they're looking at this is the next young up-and-comer. That's what they did Garrett. Remember when the Ravens were trying to possibly hire Jason Garrett and Jerry jumped in there like, nah, this is my next young guy. So where was really the opposition for Kellen Moore? Everything was given to him. He didn't go to a real job. He didn't go to a Washington football team. He didn't go to a Chargers. He didn't go to any team to really interview it. Things were given to him. So when Linehan leaves, everything is turned over to him. Like, oh, we're just going to give the keys to him. First, you was a quarterback's coach. How you going to be a quarterback's coach and you wasn't even sweet? I'm not saying you got to be sweet, but bro, come on, dog. And then after 1 year of just being a quarterback's coach to Dak Prescott, you weren't a quarterback's coach to any other quarterback. What other quarterback was you a quarterback's coach to? What other team? It was too easy for you. What other team, Kellen Moore, was you a quarterback's coach to? I wouldn't mind Jim Caldwell. You saw how they brought back he brought back Denver. I always liked Jim Caldwell. But y'all understand what I'm saying? Everything was given to this dude. He was a quarterback? What team was he a quarterback's coach and for how long? Jason Garrett was only a quarterback's coach, I believe, for 1 year. 1 year at Miami, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in here. I like Ken Norton too. But would Ken Norton really have power? You feel me? It's like the names that we mention, folks, they might be hard-nosed somewhere else, but they become soft over in Dallas. They may be hard. I'm going to say that again. They may be hardcore somewhere else, but when they get to Dallas, Dallas makes them soft because they got to kneel to Jerry. This is how I feel about that. You know what I mean? How many teams? We saw Rob Marinelli and these guys come over from other places, and they just come over here and it's just, why? Because you're not allowed to do that. We talk about Flores. Will Flores come over here and be able to do that? Like maybe as a coordinator, but as a head coach, you're not overruling Jerry. That's just it. Maybe as a coordinator, because the coordinator ain't a significant position in Jerry's probably eyes. The head coach is, and that head coach is never going to usurp him. And I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, like I said it yesterday. Maybe that he's had that bad of experience because he still didn't let Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor. They sat there at the Hall of Fame game. We watched it. We thought the curse was actually going to be broken in that aspect. When he sat there with Jimmy Johnson, said, yeah, we're going to get him in here. We're going to get him in there. But what happened? I think he had so bad of an experience with Jimmy Johnson with that back and forth. He talks about how he messed up, whatever. But I don't think he ever really wants a headstrong coach. When you brought one guy in after Jimmy Johnson, that was Bill Parcells, who was past his time. That was an old shut-up signing. That was a signing to shut the Cowboys fans up because everybody was saying Wade Phillips was soft. I mean, not Wade Phillips, but they were saying it was soft. We need somebody hard-nosed. So what did Jerry do? He did a shut-up signing. Let me go get Bill Parcells, even though he's way too past his time. Let me go get him. And what did he do with him? He still was in the way. And when I knew it, when Bill Parcells said, I don't want Terrell Owens, I don't want T.O., and he went and got him, that just proved it once again that you're not going to ever be able to run anything with Jerry Jones. You're not going to ever be able to have full control of anything as long as Jerry Jones is running it in there, or them Joneses. It's not going to happen. So the same circle thing that we see every single year keeps happening. There's no way that you should have the richest franchise in all of sports. You in the century, you're compared to the Lions, the Bengals, the Browns, the Washington football team, and who else? I don't even know. Just sad. So I don't know where people believe that they're going to magically get a Sean Payton and it's going to magically change. That dude is 79 years old. He is not changing. He is not changing. And nobody's telling Jerry nothing. He's staunch in that. Listen to these interviews when you try to get a question that's a little bit tough for him or sounds like you're getting basic with him. He jumps on you immediately like, he's just telling people to shut up. Watch your language. Watch your tone. He controls those interviews, man. Just a bunch of same old thing, though. But hey, I ain't talking about that guy no more. But yeah, the title, I listened to you, Jerry Jones, the interview today, and I'm not buying anything you say. It's going to be the same old thing. But guess what? We're going to do this draft because since we don't know the future, since I don't know the future, since I can't predict the future. Like I said, that's what the only thing I'm gonna have to live on with these Cowboys, because this was your best opportunity this past year. And when Mike McCarthy tells me, "Oh, this team's gonna be better than last year," I don't believe that. Sorry, can't do it. Not gonna believe this team's gonna be better. I think there might be a fall off next year because you had it in your year 3 with the Packers. I'm not saying it's. I just feel it. I feel like a fall off is coming. I pray it isn't, but for you to have a 6-10 your first season and then come in blazing and doing all this, there's gonna be a letdown. From all that expectation and all that, there's gonna be a letdown in my opinion. And I just feel like the letdown's coming next year. Could be totally wrong. Could be totally wrong. I would love to be totally wrong. I'm cool with being wrong. But yeah, that's what there it is. Hayes, Lions. This is who the Dallas Cowboys. This is who the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that draft. We're starting this Sunday, Toby, so make sure you're in that draft talk I'm doing with my guy, Joe Castro, before I get off here. But this is who the Cowboys are compared with right now in this century without championships. And you're the richest organization in of all the sports, but you haven't seen a championship in this century like the Lions, the Washington football team, Houston Texans, Miami Dolphins, and the Cleveland Browns. Yes, sir. Make sure you definitely on it, Tavis, because you be, and I want you definitely in there, Tavis, because you got them slept on gems. Please, it's going to be a lot of good back and forth. We're not going to be on the show like we know everything. We're going to be on the show where we looked at this. Sunday show is going to be kind of the introductory thing. We're going to have a video for it, kind of introductory of kind of how we're doing with it. And then you'll see it kind of from that point kind of grow each week. And that's going to be the thing that you're really going to like. So Sunday at 11:30 a.m. I don't know if this is going to be every Sunday at this time thing, because we're doing this weekly. But my guy Joe Castro, he's with the Philly podcast. We're doing best of enemies each week, and we're gonna be hitting draft. You know what drafts players that they could be looking at for possibly for the Eagles, what draftable players for the Cowboys, and we're kind of going to be going back and forth. You know, seeing, since it's in the division. This, I think, is going to be really interesting to see what kind of players we can match up on our squad, you know, see where it can fall, because, hey, it was like right there in the draft last year, so we could see things happening in the air. So I think that's going to be a really good draft show. My guy, Joe Castro, hit me up on it. I jumped on the idea quickly, and I think you're really going to like it. So make sure you're in there. That's going to be this Sunday, 11:30 a.m. We're going to be switching off shows, one maybe on my channel, one to be on his. So we're going to kind of be switching off. So make sure you just basically jump into it and have a good time with it. It's going to be great. And I think that's it. We got some other things that get ready to go on, but I just want to jump on here and tell Jerry Jones, if you ever hear this, I'm not buying it. I'm not believing anything you're talking about. So, you know, with that being said, check out that draft show that's coming up this Sunday. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have the beginning parts of it, and then we'll go further. I'm going to be studying my tape. I got my college tape. I know I've been telling y'all about it. I got my college tape, so we'll be going through all the draftable players, real hot and heavy breakdowns of the players. My Restream program has opened up some doors so I can finally show some videos while I'm doing it. That's going to be exciting. Thank you, Restream, for stepping up, because y'all was lacking. Y'all was behind, but they stepped up. So we'll be able to show the videos while I'm doing this, much like I was doing on my other system, but I couldn't do it on here. And that's why I wasn't really able to show it. But now they open the doors where I can. So we'll be able to open up the doors to a lot more things. So I'm really excited about that. And then we're going to be at the Senior Bowl next month. I'm very excited about that. It's my first Senior Bowl. Going to have really good coverage. Super excited about that. The Combine, y'all know. But we're going to get hot and heavy with these videos. Actually, after I get done with this show, I'm going to be in the draft studying draftable players. I don't watch college football like that any longer. I used to when I was younger, but I don't watch it now. I wait till the bowl games and start really studying the players then. So I'm sure a lot of people already got the stuff out there in the air. I know they do. Hey, I might be a little behind, but I catch up real quick, and I definitely think you're gonna like it. And let's get ready for it, man. So appreciate y'all. Big Game James. A lot of good things coming up in 2022, and tune in this Sunday for our draft show and beyond. And make sure you check out that Senior Bowl when we get down there and all the events that we'll be going down to. I'll be down back home in Texas this year as well. We'll definitely, things are really going to pop with that. I'll be back home probably the beginning of the summer, May, June. And then once I get there, you know, me and Boothang will be doing our annual trip to the combine. Not the combine, but training camp in California. But this year I'll actually be able to be back home and see training camp in Dallas as well. We'll be able to go to the Cowboys experience, Law shows with Law, Boss Cowboys, OC, a whole bunch of people that's down back home, man. And I'll finally be able to do some live shows, man. And we're just going to really be kicking it. I know Booth ain't got the sad face, but she'll be down there behind me periodically. So stop looking like that, Boo. You being goofy on that. But yeah, it's going down, man. It's going to be really exciting and big things to come. So stay tuned. Keep on checking it out. And I'm out. Big Game James. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the donations. Appreciate the subscribers, the members. Before I get off of here, once again, if you're a member to the Big Game James or a subscriber, please go check out the Facebook. We're going to be getting the Stars program up this summer. I'm sorry. I didn't, I'm keep on talking, but we're getting the Stars program up on Facebook, and it's going to be really exciting. We almost got about 20,000 subscribers, followers on the Facebook page. So if you're not a follower on the Facebook page and you are just on YouTube, please jump over to the Facebook page and become a follower. If you're a follower on the Facebook Big Game James page and not a subscriber to Big Game James on YouTube, please do that. We want to have those dual. We're at 12K now. It's awesome. And it's you guys. You know what I mean? We're almost at 20K on Facebook. That's you guys. So let's continue to make this thing grow. Let's continue to make these things great. And let's get it. I'm out. Big Game James. Peace.